Go.
No, we're back.
Here we are. We're back. Hello.
Yeah. All right. So sorry about that, guys. This is now part 2 of episode 5 because we don't really know what happened, but it cut us off, and now we are here. So I mean, if anybody knows how to resume a live stream if it fails, please let us know, and then we won't have to do this again. But I will post a link to episode 2 in the episode 1 or part 2 in the part 1 comments and vice versa. So whatever. Anyway, just to kind of recap what we were talking about remakes and relevancy, and just to kind of wrap up that part of the conversation was that, remakes and reimaginings, however shitty they might be or whatever, are sometimes required years later to make and keep a film relevant to new generations. I feel like if a movie's like 5 or 10 years old, absolutely not. It does not need a remake. Especially when it comes to foreign horror films, for whatever reason.
Right.
People don't like reading subtitles, or they feel like, well, I can make that French film better if I do it in my country, or something stupid like that. I think leave it alone. Leave well enough alone. But in the case of some of these, 30 and 40-year-old movies, or even 20, I think is an acceptable time frame now. Yeah, it's okay as long as it's good and it holds true to the original, or it improves upon it, or it doesn't detract from it.
Right.
That's, again, my 2 cents. And cool. So we can move on to our next topic.
Well, during the break, I got up to get a snack, and I'm eating a cosmic brownie from Little Debbie's right here. So I love these things.
So everybody can be jealous of that magic snack, that cosmic snack that Joe is, indulging. But okay, so cool. I think people are interested in hearing about the things that happened on stage.
Great. Great. All right.
While you're eating, perfect time to go into that topic.
All right. Well, I'm going to start. We're going into the realm of metal.
Yes.
We're going to talk for a minute about 2 things. One, over the break that we had here on July 4th, Helmer released a track, and the track is All Out When All Else Fails, and it's up. The links are on the Helmer page up on Facebook, the Helmer website, Helmer.com, my Facebook page, and a score of others. And the track is doing rather well.
Good.
We're really happy. Yeah, we're psyched. We're really psyched. I don't know if you had a chance to listen to it or not yet, but
I have not.
Okay. Well, there's plenty of time. Down the line, if you can, we'd love to hear your thoughts as well.
Oh, I definitely will.
We're very anxious to put it out there. It's my first recorded effort back out into the mainstream there, so
cool.
Very excited. I was really excited about that, and there's a lot of energy there, and it's going to be broken down into 2 full records. One is a weird take for me because I'm not used to or known for playing anything slower than like maybe 100 BPM.
Yeah, right. That's what you were saying the last podcast too. You're just kind of like being very patient.
Yeah, okay. So for all the tech heads out there, again, the stuff that I play most of the time is up around 2, maybe 220 BPM, and the stuff that I'm doing with Helmer, some of the stuff that I'm doing with Helmer is going to be down around 40 BPM. Huge difference.
Yes.
If you will, to quote it, doom metal. Okay, yeah. So I'm not noted for that. I'm pretty much a thrash drummer. So this is a reach for me a little bit, and very excited about that. And that is on the page, on my page, on the Helmer page, and everywhere else that you just type the word Helmer and it'll should come up. The track, without when all else fails, and it is out there now. Well, I could say I could talk for days about that, but I will put that down now. We'll get to some other flowing issues, for
Yeah.
lack of a better term. Um,
Yeah, like literally flowing issues.
Yeah, I created a segue, people. This is a segue which bridges the gap between one point to the next. And you'll understand exactly what I mean when I tell you what I'm about to. And that is my singer yacked on stage.
Oh, and it was a lot.
Poor Matt. Oh, poor Matt. He got sick to his stomach. He had eaten minutes before we went on stage.
Oh man, that's not a good idea.
Referring to Eat Lead. Eat Lead played at St. Vitus in Brooklyn, New York this past weekend with Sacred Oath and none other than Jag Panzer, which they were fucking phenomenal. They were so great. So great to see them and hear them again. And not even a step was lost. Not, you know, I mean, they destroyed the joint. Sacred Oath kicked ass too. They were great guys. Thank you to the drummer whose name actually escapes me. I'm sorry, I can't remember my own most of the time. He has to walk me through like technical shit like every week to say, "Come on, Joe, this is how we tie the shoe, okay?" Because I come, okay, you know, I can't remember half the shit half the time. But okay, so the drummer loaned me his drum kit and everybody else, and we all worked together, and it was just a phenomenal night. Eat Lead, of course, is the project that I'm in now, and it's a little lesser known than things I've done, I guess. And we open shows, and we don't give a shit. We'll play anywhere, anytime. We have fun doing it. We love it, and we open the show. So we go to open the show, and it's a little earlier than we're used to going on, I guess. And Matt, our singer, and his Katrina's girlfriend went up the street to get a bite to eat. So it's almost stage time now, and there they come, walking down the street from food, maybe 15 minutes before.
Oh, man.
And Matt is such an energetic guy on stage. He is just like it comes out of him like, yeah, I know, I just said that, right? It comes out of him.
Yeah, like it literally does.
The energy level comes out of him so naturally, and he is just such a sight, such a spectacle to see live and to watch. You can't really pry your eyes off the guy because he's just that entertaining live. I mean, and it's natural with him. It's so natural. So we're doing our thing, and we're doing it. And we get up to the end of the set, and I didn't know what had happened right away. Oh well, I'm getting I'm getting some things there. Okay, I forgot to turn my notifications off. So I'm getting them while we're here online, because again, I can't manage to walk and chew gum or chew while sitting or walk either sometimes. Anyway, to make a long story really, really long, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened. So he ate, we went on stage, shake a Coke bottle up and then open it, and what happens? And kaboom. So, oh my God, poor Matt. And it's of course, I, being the big ham that I am, want to be live with everything that I do. Anybody who knows me is like, go live Joe, Joe, go live more. Because I live like on live Facebook. I don't know. It's like a crack addiction for me to go live on Facebook. I don't know why. I just love it. Yeah,
I mean, whatever. It's fun.
But, hey, some people do a lot of really bad drugs, which, hey, if that's what you want to do, that's cool. But that's not my personal addiction. Some people get addicted to like licking a piece of stone. There are weird fetishes out there, people. You got to be aware of that. And
that's one I've not heard of.
Right. See, and you're right. Yeah. See, and then of course you got guys like me who like live literally on this thing with Facebook Live, and of course I'm streaming out to the world and the masses when Matt decides to shake it up there and do the thing, and it's all recorded for your posterity on my page.
Oh yeah.
Please go easy on Matt. Poor Matt. I mean, he felt horrible. But then again, Matt really doesn't give a fuck, and that's
I mean,
the endearing quality about him.
You know, I've been to metal shows back when I lived in a area that actually had concerts more than once every blue moon. But you know, when I was living back up home, I used to go to shows all the time. I've seen people take a shit on stage. I have seen like no, I think it was Dillinger Escape Plan.
Yeah.
Or it might have been at the Dillinger Escape Plan show, one of their openers, and he shit his pants because I guess he just ate something that didn't agree with him, and he just shit his pants on stage and was like, and he said fuck it, and he just kept playing. I think it was Dillinger though. I just got it was like 2003. I was still in high school. I don't even remember, but so anyway, I've seen people throw up on stage on purpose by mistake. I've seen people shit their pants on purpose and then also on mistake. And so it's like really, what more could you ask for at a metal show? You know, so Matt was just keeping it real, I guess.
Yeah, he just he did what he had to do. He didn't come off stage, and we only had, you know, we were in the crescendo of the last song there. For a big word for me, crescendo, people. Crescendo. That is a wind out, if you will. And you know, we're in the throes of this crescendo, and you know, he's crescendoing on his own there.
Oh, golly.
You know, I mean, I had no idea. So we come off stage, and Sacred Right goes up, and you know, we go outside for a breath of air before they start, you know, and we come back in, and my my guitar player Jimmy and my bass player Chris are standing there with a phone, and they're like, you know, looking at the phone. I'm like, what are you guys doing? Matt, look at Matt. And I'm like, what? Dude, we just lived it. What do we just walked that whole line, and I was there with you on stage, and we did that, and it was great. And no, look. So I look, and I went, whoa, oh, okay. Yeah, I missed that completely.
You really must have been in your own world, man. How did you miss that?
Because you know what? I'm so focused on what I'm doing. When I'm on stage, Stevie, it's, you know, for me, it's always been about just giving it out there, getting it out there, and enjoying every second that I'm up there. Yeah. You know, so I'm oblivious to most. But I mean, the people, don't get me wrong, the people I see, and you know what, we've had some reoccurring faces now. I mean, the band's only been together since February, so you know, it's kind of cool to see all these people that are actually starting to come and be with us at the shows. And we promise you're not going to need a raincoat or anything else. You'll be fine. You know, it's not going to be a Rocky Horror Picture Show kind of thing where we're, you know, instead of rice, we're throwing chunks of puke at you. Not going to happen. Not going to. Although a great marketing scam it would be. No, we're not. No.
I don't know how much attention, like positive attention, that would garner, but
I felt my heart bled for him, you know. I felt horrible for him, and you know, I mean, he didn't, you know, the guy is just who he is, and he's an amazing singer on stage, and he puts so much effort into what he does, you know, that it just happened. And you know, I don't think we're ever going to get coined off as, hey, that's that band, isn't it? The guy that, you know, and
I mean, you know, shit happens, or in this case, puke happens. But you know, like I was at work that night at the show, and Justin, you know, he's always checking out your live videos and everything like that. And he sent me a text message, and he was like, yo, he's at work now, but he sent me a text message. He was like, yo, Joe's singer just puked all over the stage,
all over his shoes.
And I was like, why?
The poor bastard from Sacred Oath was up next.
Aww.
You know, Matt, you know, I mean, it's not like you got buckets and cleaning utensils. You're in a club in Brooklyn. Nobody, you know what I mean? Here's a little Windex. Here, girl, you know, nobody gives a shit. So we cleaned it up the best we could, and the poor guy from Sacred Oath went up to sing, and he's like, "Man, my feet were sticking in all night." I was like, "Oh, that's hardcore." You know? But hey, all in the name of love and metal, people.
Oh yeah, you know? For sure. But I mean, I guess I'm more glad to hear that. I'm not glad that he got sick, but I guess I'm more glad to hear that it was just from overeating and then jumping around on a full belly than
Right.
than something like, he got too drunk or something.
Stomach cancer, God forbid,
Oh,
or something.
God, yeah, right?
No, he's fine. He's okay. There's no illness there.
Good.
He's a little touched up here like the rest of us are, but we love him to death. And it happens to everybody and anybody. But Matt, if you meet him, he's like the nicest guy, the calmest guy ever. When he's off stage, he's just like, just such his demeanor is so night and day that you would understand if you see him live.
Right.
You wouldn't understand it if you don't know him off stage, but when you see him live, you kind of understand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's good to be that way when you're giving a live performance. You don't want somebody that's going to be like.
I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I haven't taken another bite of my cosmic brownie since.
We're distracting him with conversation. We're taking away from his snacking. We should all be ashamed of ourselves.
I can't touch it now, man. I'm gonna start doing. Let's pull the Jim Curry.
Oh God. No, please don't. Please don't. We don't need another live vomiting from courtesy of Joe Moore's live feed.
Yeah. That's all up there.
I guess that's kind of something fun. I shared my stories of concerts that I've been to where I have seen unfortunate things happen. What's a show that you can remember going to where you've seen something either really gross or unfortunate happen while you were there? Anything come to mind?
I remember seeing Rob Halford kind of fall off the stage.
Oh,
yeah, that was a little weird. There was a no-name gig. All right, this is gross, but you know what? What the fuck?
Whatever.
Right? Why
like
not?
you said, it's all in the name of metal.
Let's let it fly. So I'm hanging out in a nondescript bar somewhere in New Jersey, and there's a cover band doing their thing, and we're playing. Well, I got two stories that actually probably like 60, but all right. So this band is playing. I'm not playing there. I'm just there, having
you're just hanging out. So you are a patron this evening,
right.
Not a player.
Right. So now, I'm close to the band. I'm sitting up watching them kind of close there. Now behind the stage area, because it was more like a floor, not really a stage, there's a door. The bass player in this band is like, while they're playing in the middle of a song, he's going back toward the wall. And we're watching this guy for a second. I'm like,
okay,
what's going on with this dude? And then, he's kind of doing one of these numbers, and we're like, what's up, bro? 5 minutes goes past, nothing. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bang, right in the mouth. You just here. You got it here in this sense, the smelling sense.
Oh, no.
This dude is letting out wolfsbane like for 10 minutes, okay?
Jesus.
It smelled like an aardvark died in the building.
Oh, God, no.
This guy is literally trying to get to the back door to open it with his ass, and he manages to do it. So, this guy is really playing like this. He's got the back he's out the door and the bass in the building, and he's playing, and I'm watching this, and I'm like, bro, just take a break. It's a cover band.
Just be like, hey, we're having some technical difficulties. Give us a minute here.
So, okay, and that should give you, and I've seen, that was probably one of the more mild episodes of things that I've seen. DTA is playing, going back to 99, maybe even 2000.
Wow.
A little tiny place in New Jersey called The Cup, okay? Little tiny hole in the wall in Linden, New Jersey called The Cup. And we're doing the thing there, and we're in the middle of a set, and we're in the middle of a fast song. It's fast. So my head is down. When I'm playing fast stuff, I'm usually down like this. I'm into what I'm doing, and my arms are going, and I look up, and the door opens, and there's this guy that probably drank every drop of alcohol on earth, okay?
Oh, God.
He's in the door like this, and we're like, wow, how is this guy even fucking standing, So I'm playing, and one step, two step, 3, 4, and he's coming right for the stage. I mean, this guy is beelining. It took him like 8 minutes, 2 songs in, to get to the stage. And the whole time I'm watching him, right? He walks right up to the front of the stage in front of our singer at the time. I think that was Danny Noble. And he's doing one of these numbers.
Oh, like, Jesus.
And I look over to Jay, the guitar player at the time, and I go, I got $5, middle of the second song, down. Sure enough, the guy just, I mean, face plants. Okay, I'm talking like one of these.
That's the worst.
And down you go.
And he's gone.
Full face plant on the stage. Danny just kind of sidestepped out of the way, and this guy, So I mean, that's 2 mild stories from the things I've seen in regular stuff, but nationals, like mainstream big bands, like I said, I saw Priest, I saw Rob Halford kind of go down off the stage a little bit and correct himself. Other than that, nothing's really coming to memory, but I'm going to think about that for a while.
Yeah, we can touch back on that because I mean, I've got so many concert stories too.
I want to hear from people. How come people? Come on, people! What the hell?
You're watching the videos. You're watching them. I see the views. I see people sharing them, but yet I don't see any comments. I'm not having anybody give us feedback or ask us any questions. I did have a message for you though from a friend of mine that I saw last night, Sean. He said you still owe him some swag.
All right, we'll cover that.
He said, I don't want to talk about Joe. He still owes me some metal swag.
John, well, whatever it is that you're looking for, I promise we'll get it to you. Now, if it was the BF stuff.
Yeah, he just wants a T-shirt.
Was it the BF stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, well, all right.
I explained to him, you've moved on to, your bigger and better things. But he was sour. He was like, I just want a fucking T-shirt. So he.
All right, you asked him which one he would like, and I mean, there's a ton of them, and I'm still in touch with a few guys there, so I can definitely put that together for him. That's not going to be a problem.
So Sean, if you check this out.
Yeah. So Sean, if you're watching,
his word.
Right, if it is Bud. Right. So now you have no excuse for not chiming in on this webcast.
Exactly. All right. So I don't really know why no one's commenting. I don't really know why nobody's sharing feedback or opinions or anything like that.
We're new. We're the new kids on the block, and everybody's like, I don't want to be the first one to say anything because if they flop, what if they fall flat and then
whatever? Shit. Even if we flop and this never goes anywhere, we're still gonna do it. We're still gonna
do it, right? I mean, this is for fun. People just chime in, say hi, let us know you're here.
I don't really know why else do people start podcasts? It's because they enjoy talking about the subject matter. I enjoy shooting the shit. I mean, for the first couple of episodes, we called it Stevie and Joe Talk Shit. So I like talking shit. I especially like talking shit about things that I like, music and movies.
Watch it. Are you ready for this? Will be a rarity. This will be a one-off.
Okay.
This probably will never happen again. Han, do I like to talk a lot of shit? Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Who knew? Right?
Yeah, right. Anybody watching this that knows me, they'll tell you firsthand, man, I can talk like the best of them. So, but yeah, I mean, we want to hear people's feedback. We definitely want to hear questions, comments, concerns, whatever those may be. Please let us know. Yeah. And, again, sorry, we're still working out the bugs here with the technical difficulties and the show cutting off in the middle of it. But I do think definitely check out part 1 if you have somehow stumbled upon part 2 of this episode 5 without seeing the first half, because there was some great dialogue going on there talking about the remakes and, The Purge and Stephen King books and movies and stuff like that. And, and then there's your brownie.
Cosmic brownies, people. That's where the shit is at. It's all about the cosmic brownies.
So clearly that's Joe's snack of choice. I mean, hey.
Maybe I'll get an endorsement from Little Debbie, huh?
Oh shit! Oh yeah, they'll probably send you a cease and desist.
Right? You mentioned us again, buddy. Right?
Oh man, I don't know. So I mean, what else you got coming down the pipeline?
Huh?
What else you got coming down the pipeline before we get off the air here?
Somebody bought a DTA CD last week.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah. Kudos and thank you, person, for buying our shit. I won't get a dime of that.
Hey, it's all good. It's still support.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the thing. I mean, that's the thing about, metal. It's just like that. It's been there for, I don't know how many years. That CD came out in like 2009, 2008.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and that's DTA Invidious. The band went to funk. We're talking about coming back and doing a thing, and we're all talking. So it's not something that's tentative. Not tentative to happen. It will happen.
Right.
I don't know to what extent. I don't know. We're nobody. It would be for posterity, for the people that remembered it, for the people that wanted to hear it again. I don't think we're ever going to be doing anything big as far as like, there's obviously no touring stuff like that or crazy shit.
Yeah.
It would be for more of a posterity thing. There was a lot of people that wanted to see it. The Necrophile stuff is still hanging in the balance there. I'm waiting to get a few tracks from the old guitar player so I can post that and let people hear, what that sounded like. And that was the first band I was in back in 1982.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going back, and even before because 82 to 80, almost 85, about 85. And that was a thing that Brian Slagel actually did come up and see that at Earthquake Studios back in 83 or 84.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he walked in, and we knew who he was, and couldn't believe he was even standing in the room with us. And I was 18-year-old, 17-year-old kid,
Yeah, so it's probably like, holy shit.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God, that's Brian Slagel. Oh my God, and you don't know what to do with yourself because it's like, you're in the room with like royalty.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, our bass player at the time, Scott, had some serious life issues, and yeah, he decided to leave the earth, and yeah, so that project kind of got squashed under that way. And,
understandably,
Yeah, and it never got the light of day that I think it deserved. It was on the same front that Slayer and Creator and bands like that were on at that point, and it was there, which subsequently was weird about Blood Feast. I was friends back then with those guys, and I was literally in the room. I was in the studio for a Necrophile recording. We were recording later in the day, and we were rehearsing in the room down the hall from where Blood Feast was recording their first demo. And I ended up standing behind Kevin Kuzma, the first drummer, when they actually recorded. I was sitting on a couch and watching him perform Menacing Thunder. And then so many years later, I ended up in that same studio 30-something years later to record the last album with them in that same room. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was a weird, string of events to have happen, but it shows you, I guess, two things. One, the relevancy of metal, and the resiliency of it. It's been here forever, and good music is good music. When people hear it and they know it, then it's everlasting. It's not something that just comes out of the woodwork and goes away. It's still here. It's still there, live and real. And
Well, and that's something beautiful about recorded media, whether it be music or film or I mean, like there's of course different styles and different forms of art, the written word, and then there's drawing, painting, what have you. And then now, and like we can get real technical and be like, oh, Beethoven, Mozart, blah, blah, blah. But like the beauty of like modern technology with recordable media, as far as like cinema, television, or music, is that it really truly is there forever.
Right.
So, the like you said, the resiliency of the genre will, persevere, and it'll keep going, because as long as it's there, someone somewhere is going to pick it up and stumble upon it and listen to it, and it's going to keep going. So
Right. And that was the cool thing about the DTA stuff. Somebody just, happened to trip over it and message me and said, they were enjoying it, and then asked what the name of the CD was, and I fired it off. And about a half hour later, I got a message back saying that he actually bought the Nvidia CD. And
that's
I went,
really
wow, cool. Hey, thank you, man. That's a very cool thing to have happen so many years later. It's nice to know that people appreciate your music and your craft, and they get into what you do. And we were playing the show. I guess it's going to be known as the infamous Puke Show. Yeah. We were playing the Puke Show, and before the Puke incident, people are very standoffish until they understand or know what a thing is. And again, once they find themselves liking what you do, most people will endear themselves to you forever. It could be 20 years down the line, and they'll still be, this is awesome shit. But people, relatively new band, Eat Lead, and people are a little bit, standoffish yet. And the crowd was doing this weird half circle thing. We're on the stage playing, and the crowd is out here, and it's kind of like half moon back. We're trying to get them to. You're here to enjoy the show, and Eat Lead is energy. It's like energy personified. It's just a lot of fun, and everybody's kind of bouncing in their spot there, and I'm yelling, come forward, come forward, come forward. And finally, a couple kids came up forward. They're bopping around having a good time. And once that happens, people see and they understand, something decent, something good.
Yeah.
And you don't forget that. And it stays. I mean, I've actually had people from out of state now, mind you. Now, people that knew Necrophile years ago were, high school. It was a high school thing, and everybody in the town knew it, and everybody in the area kind of knew what we were doing there. And it was very shocking for me to know that there were other people that knew about it too, that actually went back and found a little bit that's out there on it, and researched a little bit and found stuff that I didn't even know was there. And it was amazing to know that after 40 years, somebody actually knew the name Necrophile and knew one of the songs. And I'm like, holy shit, man, that's,
Awesome.
you really had to dig for, you're busy, bro. You probably have an easier time finding Jimmy Hoffa somewhere, than something obscure as Necrophile recordings. But the guy, he found it, and I was blown away. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I guess to circle back to the point, and the point is that the music is relevant. It's always relevant, and if it's good, people will remember you. And it's very. I don't know if I can speak for every musician on the planet. I know I can speak for me and tell you that when I hear somebody remembering or buying a DTA CD, I'm not worried about the money. It's the posterity of the thing, and the longevity of it. And I remember that. And that little bit makes you feel so amazing and happy that you have something that other people can enjoy and imbibe and have fun with. And I'm sure on your end, it's the same thing when somebody slides a book across to you for an autograph. I mean, it's got to be.
Oh,
right?
for sure, for sure. I mean, and I've met
I
a
want
ton
my
of
autograph copy.
and I've met a ton of people, readers and authors alike, and it's just kind of like a very, it's a shared enthusiasm for the genre. I mainly run in horror and sci-fi circles, but it's a shared enthusiasm for it, and and I've always been a horror and sci-fi fan, so it's just like there's definitely a bond there over genres, just like there is, like, going on to the other side of that, going, when speaking about the music community, when it comes to genres, you really have that sense of community. So it's really cool how, like you said, years later, somebody's still just like, I'm gonna buy this, I'm gonna support this, I'm gonna check this out,
out of nowhere, seemingly out of nowhere. And I think that is awesome. I really do.
It is really awesome. But so it is now time for me to have to go. But this was I think this, aside from our little snafu, about halfway through, this was a really great episode. We had a lot of really cool stuff to talk about. So hopefully people are watching, and don't forget to share.
Right. Come on, people. We had puke talk. We had cosmic brownies and coffee.
Horror, metal, music, whatever.
Remakes, remakes of movies. Good shit here, people. Come on.
Fuck yeah, and definitely share on all social media platforms. Give us your feedback, and make sure to subscribe to Joe's channel every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central Time. Unless we have snafus, which that will be probably an ongoing thing.
My neck, I look like a cockatoo when I do that, right? It's like I do.
A little parrot. Yeah, we've even got our own parrot on this show.
Hair on the head like that. Where else are you going to get this? Come on, really.
But yes, definitely go subscribe and share. And tune in next week. Same place, same time.
7 o'clock, you people.
Or 6.
No cosmic brownies for you.
Me, and you live in the weirdest part of Florida that is on Central Time for whatever stupid fucking reason. But hey, whatever. But cool. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to another episode of Horror Metal Cast. Definitely be on the lookout for new reviews from the Horror Show team, only on Horror Metal Sounds. Check out Joe's single, what was it? When All Else Fails.
When All Else Fails. Great memory.
Just stay tuned for next week. We'll be talking some more cool shit. And thank you again for tuning in.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next week now.
Bye.
Everybody be good. You stay classy, San Diego.